Thank you, Judy. All right, next we have Ashley Osborne. She is going to be presenting on VOC preparation. And if you want to talk a little about yourself, you can do so.
All right. Okay, so VOC, everyone's afraid of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're all freaked out. Good to know. My job is to figure out more. All right, questions to ask yourself. How do I study? Not how your friends study, not how you were taught to study, how you feel most comfortable studying. Can I multitask between school, clinical work, social life, studying, and studying for the hardest test you'll ever take? Okay? How bad do I want this? What am I willing to give up in order to become a VOC? Am I willing to give up that Friday night? Am I willing to give up my friend's birthday party the Tuesday before the VOC? Am I willing to study everything and anything? You got to ask yourself these questions. How I became an ATC, not a VOC. I graduated a semester early. I took 18 credits as opposed to the 15 or 12. I went home. Once I graduated, I did not stay up here. I would be way too distracted to be up here comfortably. I studied for 6 hours a day for a month straight. Woke up in the morning, studied for 3 hours, went to the gym, came back, studied for 3 hours, and then went to bed. That's it. I didn't go out. I didn't go to the movies. I didn't bask in the glow of being a graduate, started with my degree. My grandparents were so excited that I couldn't do that once. I personally rewrote flashcards, made from the textbook, and I literally slept on my textbooks. Literally. They were under my bed. Because I was so freaked out by the VOC that I thought if I was next to them for the entire month of studying, that magically I would absorb them. It may or may not have worked. I don't really know. Here's a big thing. Time management. Do not procrastinate. Okay? Hands down. Worst thing you could do. Make a plan. When to start studying. What to study. Set aside specific hours during the day or week. If you're far in advance, if you're not taking it for another 2 months, then do 3 times a week. If it becomes a month before, do 3 or 4 times a week. If you're doing it 2 weeks beforehand, every day. But again, remember how you study. If you absorb lots of things, you can keep hold of it, you don't get overwhelmed easily, take your time. Okay? Remove distractions. I went home. Okay? You got to figure out what works best for you. Have a study schedule and stick to it. Have a study buddy, which I just enjoy saying out loud, to help keep you on task and track. They don't have to be an athletic training buddy. My mom was my study buddy. Okay, she would come up, she would wake me up, she would say, "Kay, study." Then she would call me at lunchtime and be like, "Kay, break. Kay, study." Because I would study all day long and all night long because I freaked myself completely out about this. Organizational skills. Locate all relevant texts, textbooks, articles, position statements, consensus statements, all of it. Buy all necessary study materials. Do not make excuses. Okay, buy them all. You need flashcards. Go out and buy more than you'll ever think you'll ever use. Pencils, pens, highlighters, all of it. Don't make excuses by saying, "Oh, I don't have it, so I'll start tomorrow." What I did personally was I began with things I had forgotten over the years. You have 4 years. It's a lot of stuff. So I personally went back to my toughest therapeutic modalities. So I went back through that and re-looked at all of it. And then I moved to things I had a pretty solid grasp on, but I wasn't 100% on. And then I reviewed the things I was strong with. The things I just glanced over and went, "Oh yeah, I got that." Okay? Be honest with yourself. Either you know it or you don't. Don't guess. Okay? Don't think to yourself, "Oh, well, I think I got this." Under pressure, you have it. Know it. Okay? Strategies. Begin early. There are multiple ways to study. Panic and study everything. That's my way. Okay? So I did. Okay? I read this entire book. And this book. And I wrote all these flashcards. And I rewrote the flashcards and I reviewed them every day. Panicked. Alright? That's what I did. Have confidence in your knowledge. And just review. Recommend it. Okay? This is Jean's method. Jean's method. Okay? There's a number of other athletic trainers who also do this method. Okay? Me and 1 or 2 other athletic trainers I will not mention. Training. Study everything. Don't study. I know 2 athletic trainers, well, One who said they did it, but I don't know. And another athletic trainer who said that they did not study. They had already known it. They went over it for 4 years. They know it. So they walked in. I don't recommend this. Just from personal experience. But again, I also freaked myself out. Use flashcards. If you're going to use flashcards, write your own. Okay? I have probably 200, a little bit more, 300 flashcards here. I'm not giving them to you. No. You need to write your own. Again, it's how you study. Reread notes or text. Better with the visual, just read things over and over and over again. Kara, who's going to take the VOC in a little bit, has notebook, full of PowerPoints that she has printed off and organized. Rewrite notes. Rewrite notes. Okay, read aloud. Verbalize everything. Say it in the shower 15 times. Okay? Make mnemonics. That's a lot of mnemonics. But if you can keep them straight, do it. Supplemental information. VOC practice tests. By the answers and your scores. It sounds like they're just trying to get money out of you, and they are, is the truth. But you need to know what you're lacking on, and what you don't know, what you don't know. The practice tests also help you learn their format. Because reading it in flashcards and notebooks are great, but it's not computerized. And they say things in such a way that makes you rethink your answer 15 times, even though you know the answer's A. You're going to think it's C and B and the whole thing. So just so you know the way that they do it. NATA documents. I printed off all the position statements and business statements, which is a bit wasteful, but I did it anyways. And you need to know them because they have the up-to-date information. The VOC is not a 10-year-old test. It's up-to-date. Okay, and all of them too, not just one or two you think are important. Statistics. Everyone has to take an undergrad statistics course. Pay attention. It comes back to bite you in the behind. Okay? I'm fully aware about all of this. Okay, so day before, do not study. I know it sounds crazy. My mother took all of my study materials out of my hands because I was holding on to them for dear life. And she hid them. Okay, little did she know I had 2 copies. So, I had the other one. But she found that one too. Don't study. Do something other than something athletic training related. Relax. Ashley Rockford played Guitar Hero for the entire day. Okay? Other people will go outside and do something fun, or go do something ridiculous, and something that can just help your mind relax, which is impossible for me personally. Figure out where the test site is. Get in your car, put gas in your car, and figure out where it is. Don't guess, don't assume. I live in Roanoke, Virginia, which is about this we were. And I read the directions and I thought to myself, I know what this is. No problemo. So I didn't get in my car, and I didn't even go find it. So the next day, I panicked. And I'll tell you why in just a second, because the next slide is funny. Buy 2 of your favorite candies. The reason I'm saying this is for the next day as well. If you buy them, don't eat them. Once you buy a lot of them, just keep 2 around. Okay? So the day off, wake up early, and enough time to do your normal morning routine. Some people have this thing where they get up, wash their face, brush their teeth, brush their hair, get dressed, put on their lucky, whatever, and walk out the door. Don't rush it. If you rush, you're stressed, and you're already stressed when you walk in. Okay? You're already stressing out of this. Don't add to it. Eat breakfast. I don't care if you eat a Pop-Tart. Eat something. Okay? Expect anything. Construction, detours, electricity outages, computer issues, lack of proper plan for everything and anything. I, like I said, live in a very small area, and I pull in and I park parallel parker. I actually had to have the parking guy park my car. That was so awful. And I was nervous. And I walk up to the building, big building, and there's construction. And I think to myself, okay, no big deal. I can get through the construction, right? So I walk up, and there's a plaque, and it says, whatever the company that sponsors the VOC testing, floor 408. So I sit there and I'm staring at this door that is like blocked off by yellow tape and a fence. And I'm like, do I climb over the fence? Do I barrel through this door? Do I not care about my health and safety? No, I just want to take this test. So I start walking all around the building. I'm panicking, mind you. And I got there 30 minutes early thinking that was enough time. And this little old lady, her name is Miss Beth, she comes up and you, Ashley. I freaked out. I was like, who's this woman? I don't know you. She said that I'm your proctor. And I was like, fantastic, you're Satan for me for the next 4 hours. So she literally, we have to weave and snake our way through this construction to this little opening that they had to like drill into the building. It's like they took a sledgehammer and hit it and like, okay, go. So we got in, we went all the way up upstairs, and this woman, I probably would not have done the book if I had, if she was not there. I was alone, okay? I had my 2 pieces of candy. I ate one before the exam. It's supposed to release endorphins, make you calm down. And as opposed to eating it nicely, I just kind of inhaled it and chocolate all over my face. And she came up and handed me a napkin to calm down and relax. She let me stretch. She let me get up. She was very, like she wasn't pacing back and forth behind you. She was very relaxing to be around. And when I was done, she had actually gone out to the vending machine and bought me another piece of my candy that she saw me eat. So be nice to your proctors. Okay? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. Yes, sir. Hold the up. Make eye contact. Be very professional the whole time. Like I said, plan for everything. You're not making excuses that you not care. And then another $200. You got it. Things to remember. You can do this. Okay? GMU's pass grade is 87.9%. Okay, my entire class passed it. All right? You have been studying for this exam for 4 years. Be positive and ask for help. Do not procrastinate. It's very, very worth it. This is what you get in an email form. Okay? I took it at the very beginning of the testing time because I am me and that's what I had to do. You get this in the mail. Notice at the very first thing they say, if you did not pass the DOC. That's what you read first. If you fail this, go here, click here. Okay? But if you pass, you do all this other stuff. Okay? So I clicked the little button, and for me, since I took it at the very beginning, I have to click on all my demographics. Yes, I am actually awesome. Yes, this is my address. Yes, this is blah, 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 blah. So I'm clicking through these pages, thinking that they're going to say, next will be your results. Nope. Click a button, pops up. Pass, fail. Okay, mine luckily said pass. I fell off my bed and nearly started to have a panic attack. And then you get that. And this is probably the greatest day of your entire life. Next thing you know, married and childbirth or whatever else is great. This is pretty awesome. Okay? And that's about it. Any questions? Yes.
Did you find the NTA resources really helpful in your study?
I did. I didn't take any of the practice tests because, again, I know how I work. So if I am looking at the exam prior to the exam, then I'm just going to mainly focus in on that versus all the knowledge that I was making sure of. But other people take them and they find them very helpful. Very, very, very helpful.
The questions are really similar, like in the structure of them.
Yeah.
So you can get an idea of what kind of questions they're going to ask and like what your choices could be. So some of it's not just multiple choice. It could be pick all that apply.
Yeah.
I think that one applies, so you figure yourself out. You can check all of them. So I would just use them look as other things.
So I'm graduating in May. Would you suggest like taking
May.
this next May, not this coming
I was
May?
like,
Oh my God, no. Not this May. Would you recommend that I like study over the summer and then take it? Or do you think like you could
You're
study for the
graduating
BAC?
a year from May.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. When are you going to take the GRE? Correct answer is yes.
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 Okay. When do you plan on taking the BOC? When do you want to take it during school or after school?
Well, I was just wondering, like, did you say that you studied like 6 hours a day, every day for a month? Would that be something that like you'd want to take it after you graduate, so you have
That's
that
what I
time?
did. And there are plenty of students who there's Kara's doing it now. You can study for the BOC during your school year. You can take it during your school year. And there's nothing wrong. It's just how you work. If you can multitask, like I was saying, between everything you have going on and study, then do it. I cannot. I know how I work. So you have to figure out how you study. Can you study for your finals, for your BOC for the GRE and for anything else under the sun, if you can, do it. People can do that. I'm not saying it's far-fetched or even really. You can do it. I've seen it. I can't. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. So personally, what I think is if you're going to take it during the school year, I would spread out your study time to accommodate for things that could pop up, like a test that you forgot, or like a paper you need to write. So you're not stressing out about the times. Okay? But you can do it. It's possible.
If you wait to take it until after, like I'm graduating next May with her, if we wait to take it till after we graduate, doesn't that mean that we can't apply for GA positions because we haven't taken it?
You can apply. You can apply. You can just say that you're taking the BOC
Okay.
at this moment, and then they'll work with you. Like there's one person I know personally who did not pass the BOC, and they have a GA position. They did it. But you have to get it in X amount of months, though. You can't just float through the entire graduate career without having it. You say, okay, I didn't pass it this time, I couldn't take it during this time. And the school banks on you passing it during that time. And they have the right to pull. They can say that since you didn't pass it, we don't want you anymore, which is harsh. But.
So, same thing, personal experience, I took my exam the first time in August because I needed the time to study after I graduated. And I was not successful in my first attempt. And so I had a graduate assistantship, so the second time that I could take it was in November. And so in the interim, I was working with the faculty members, helping them with their research and so on and so forth. So they were able to find other things for me to do until I successfully passed the exam. So just be open with your people who you are going to, inform them of your plans. Everybody understands that it's not a 100% successful passing rate. You need to show an earnest attempt and apply for and keep everybody informed. So.
For the Golden Subject Award,
I know that
you have to pass it
How
on
many times
first
do I
time.
pay for it?
But you can take it and pay for it as many times as you like. As long as you got $300 in your pocket to give it that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who took it and passed it on a 6th attempt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be like that.
6 times.
And he's very smart. He gives the internship route, which is why he was on a great test taker. He's an athletic trainer. He's been an athletic trainer for 9-10 years. He's an associate head athletic trainer at you don't need to know where. Very successful ACI. He's just not good at taking tests. So, but he took a while. Let's just say that he had persevered and he's done, and he's fine. So don't think of it as
The one-off deal.
Yeah.
You can take it 3 times. Sometimes family and stressors help, or they impede the process. Okay? You guys all have personal lives and families that something can happen at a bit. They can distract you from the which is okay.
My advice to you is if you want to take it after graduation, don't take it in June. Because after graduation, are you really going to want to study? No, you graduate college, why do I need to study when I'm graduate? So I would try and take it before you graduate, or take it in August to give yourself more time. Because for the first months after you graduate in the summertime, are you honestly going to lock yourself in your room and study? Exactly. Ask yourself that question. I mean, if you think you can physically lock yourself outside in the middle of summer and study for the amount of time that you need to study, go for it. But if you can't, take it early.
Any other questions?
About how many questions are in the BOC exam?
300? You have 4 hours. I took all 4 hours. He's the one who told me
It
about
seems
it.
long.
And I thought he was crazy.
It's
And
about
he told me
150
candy,
years.
you should yell at me because I didn't. And I bought the candy and it works. Because I was focused. Any other questions? Freshmen, you don't have to worry about it. Take your time with what you got. Put it in your brain. Okay. Juniors, seniors, juniors.
My blood pressure is real high.
What else?